Clayton Yost, the owner of Clayton Construction, was accused by at least 20 Central Texans of not completing contract work, and his company agreed to do it.
Yost is attempting to file Chapter 11 bankruptcy.
If you're a home buyer, somebody or a young person looking to buy a home, you need a bit of a reset.
There is a possibility on the other side of this that inflation could actually be quite
Welcome back to Real Estate Mindset. Today's video is going to be absolutely bonkers. Now, the data is in, and just like during the GFC, new home builders are starting to file bankruptcy and completely walk away from developments and projects that they were working on. This is absolutely destroying many homeowners who have put money down to have homes complete. Now, the thing is this has not yet hit the top builders like D.R. Horton, Lennar, Pulte. But for the bottom builders, the smaller builders, the local builders, they are starting to fold and starting to go under like crazy. So despite the headlines that we are constantly hearing on how well the new home builders are doing, we see all-time highs in the stock market. But when we look deeper, we can see new homes and that industry starting to unravel right before our eyes. And do not forget, I am not a financial advisor, even though my bio is as a realtor of, forever, a loan officer for 2 decades, a CE instructor. You guys, all I do for the last, 5 years is I train people on how real estate works. So I really appreciate you being part of the community. And what I'm going to do today, guys, is before we dig in and we'll review multiple articles, and I'm going to show you guys that this problem is not just in Texas. Texas has the most new home building, but this problem is going on around the nation. Let's start by listening to a brief video that is going to break down exactly what's happening here in Texas in regards to a new home builder.
Crawford, who's accused of taking money from multiple clients and then not doing the jobs. Clayton Yost, the owner of Clayton Construction, was accused by at least 20 Central Texans of not completing contract work, and his company agreed to do it.
Yost is attempting to file Chapter 11 bankruptcy, which would allow him to continue operating business and with court approval, but it could allow him to continue borrowing new money too. 6 News reporter Adriana Alexander explains the status of his finances. Adriana?
Chris Lindsay, court documents reveal Yost is currently in debt of over $5.7 million to not only former customers, but also banks. According to court documents, 7 of Yost's former customers have filed a lawsuit against him for breach of contract. They claim he has done little to no work on their homes after they signed an agreement with Yost to do so. If the Chapter 11 bankruptcy is granted by the judge, Yost would have the potential to continue doing business while still owing customers hundreds of thousands of dollars in unpaid work. Yost has told me in a prior interview that he wants to keep working so that he can pay everyone back. Carol Shaw, who's filing a lawsuit against him, says she believes the people who have been directly impacted will eventually be forgotten.
We're the odd man out. We're the ones who will get nothing. You know, the companies, the IRS, the Caterpillar, the banks, everyone will get their money. We'll never get it.
She's kind of got a point there. I mean, that's what we've been seeing for the last 2 years. The government and the laws are taking care of the bigger corporations. The people that are left paying the bill are the people on the bottom. But this is a cautionary tale. If you're going to build a house and you're going to use a smaller builder, you have to do your due diligence. This kind of stuff happens all the time. Now, do you agree with them filing Chapter 11 bankruptcy? Because that allows them to continue to operate their business, not pay the existing, homeowners, and to continue business as basically as normal. But the thing is with Chapter 11 bankruptcies, even though, like the video said, they can do those things, they have to get permission from court, and the court is normally going to want them to take care of the consumers. Normally, we'll see exactly what happens. But my point in telling you guys all of this, and we're going to read a little bit more about what happened, and we'll look at other new home builders, you have to be careful. The housing market right now is incredibly toxic, and because of the lack of business is dying in the housing market. Because of that lack of business, it's causing more and more professionals to become desperate and basically violate the law, whether it be fraud, corruption, greed. But you're going to see this type of behavior continue because, again, they want to continue lining their pockets. And when they stop being able to line their pockets, that's when they start making these mistakes and they start taking it out on you, the consumer. Now, when we jump into the actual article from KCEN TV, the title is 6-Fix Update. Clayton Construction files bankruptcy after leaving many jobs unfinished. And they are in $5.7 million in debt. And that is with banks and consumers. Don't forget, you guys, these contractors and developers have very unfavorable financing. They must sell. New home builders will always be forced to sell and forced to continue to make money because, again, they don't get good financing. If they don't finish certain jobs on time, they get massive, massive penalties. And eventually those penalties strangle them so much, well, you see here that they have to file bankruptcy. Now, the owner of Clayton Construction, Lloyd Clayton Yost, filed Chapter 11 bankruptcy on Saturday, September 23rd. 6 News has been following the story of Yost allegedly swindling 20 Central Texas residents. You guys may not think like 20 is a lot, but again, this is a pattern. This is stuff that can happen to you. Even though it's only happened to 20 people, take it as a warning sign to do your due diligence if you want to use a new home builder for your property. Now, I said Chapter 11, but Yost initially filed Chapter 13 bankruptcy in July, but that was dismissed. Chapter 13 was dismissed, and they are now required to pursue Chapter 11. Chapter 13 is more for personal bankruptcy. Chapter 11 is for business bankruptcy, so it's very strange that they started with the Chapter 13. Again, they are in over $5.7 million in debt. Now, the judge approved the Chapter 11 filing. Now, they will be able to continue doing business and will even be able to continue borrowing money from banks if the banks let them borrow money. Because remember, the banks are going to know that they just filed bankruptcy and that if they lend to them, that their money is also at stake. This is something that the alleged victims say they are afraid of. The reason is they don't want to keep doing this to people and stealing their money like they did to us. Now, Shaw is over $300,000 in debt after taking on home loans to pay for construction costs. So obviously this is also hurting the potential homeowner, obviously, right? Because they have to pay interest on the money that they gave to the contractor. They go on to say, you're the odd man out. We are the ones who will be getting nothing. The companies, IRS, banks, everyone gets paid but them. Another alleged victim paid them $121,000 to build a barndominium that they, again, cannot complete. And I want you guys to imagine what that's like for a minute. You've just paid someone $300,000 and they can't deliver on the work that they promised. Imagine how heartbreaking that is. Not only is that builder filing bankruptcy, but they're really putting these potential homeowners in a financial situation to where they have to file bankruptcy as well. So then the question for them becomes, could they have done anything differently to basically filtered out that builder? What due diligence? Could they have looked at reviews, Better Business Bureau? Yeah, they could have done all of those things, but did they? I don't know. It doesn't say anywhere in here that they actually did due diligence. So again, I say be careful, guys, because the builders and developer will make sure that they are taken care of before you are taken care of. Think about it. So be careful. Now, here is another story from woodtv.com about an accused no-show builder filing for bankruptcy. So another builder in a separate state is doing the same thing. Let's read a little bit about it. The owner of a West Michigan construction company accused of failing to complete work he was hired to do has filed for bankruptcy protection, reporting debts of nearly $1 million. The owner of Bay to Bay Building Concepts is seeking Chapter 13 bankruptcies according to court documents. They owe nearly $912,000 with more than 100 creditors. He owes a Hastings law firm in excess of $250,000, but the single largest debt is $360,000 to a building material supplier. So they burned everyone, guys, not just the homeowners, but the building suppliers as well. This is bad. Among the people listed as creditors is former employees who sued for unpaid wages. They can't even pay their people. How crazy is this? The bankruptcy document doesn't list the precise dollar amount, but a separate state filing from May 2023 indicates he was ordered by an administration law judge to pay the worker nearly $37,000 in unpaid wages. So this is something, again, you guys got to look and do research on the builders. The document values his assets with a little less than $300,000, so they don't have the money. Further business cannot be valued as a going concern because its residential license has been suspended. So even if they wanted to fix the problem, they can't do that anymore because they burn people and the state has suspended their license. So the homeowners are really, really in trouble in this situation. This is absolutely insane, you guys. But that's not all. This is a trend that's happening right now. In Williamson County, home builder charged in fraud involving $10 million of their customers' money. Are you guys starting to see the pattern here? A Williamson County luxury home builder has been indicted for a fraud involving more than $10 million in customers' money. A grand jury indicted Norman Osby, 46 of Georgetown, on February 3rd for misapplication of fiduciary property, theft of services, and tampering with witnesses. I mean, are these guys the mob? I mean, from my experience, they're really aggressive when I walk the sites, but my gosh, do y'all see what I'm saying? There's not enough safeguards. There's not. According to the news release from the AG's office on Friday, all of the charges are first-degree felonies punishable by up to 99 years in prison. That's crazy. And this is the guy right here. This is what he looks like. Okay, so this is the guy right here. Over the years, Osby collected millions of dollars from customers to build homes. Many of these home buyers paid for nearly the entire project in cash, often amounts approaching or exceeding $1 million. If you're going to pay in cash, you guys gotta do the research, the due diligence. Ashby did not put his customers' money into a trust account as required by law. He just spent it. That's insane, you guys, but he used it for personal purchases and for other projects not connected to a specific customer's deposit. So he's just spending money like crazy. This is their hook right here. We can make your home building dream a reality. But the thing is they didn't make that a reality. What they made a reality is like, whoa, maybe you should listen to Real Estate Mindset because, yeah, there is a problem in real estate. There is a lack of integrity. There is a lack of transparency, especially when it comes to purchasing new homes. Now, the primary reasons that new home builders are going under is quantitative tightening, but also, you guys, hyper supply. If you look here at this Fred economic data chart on supply for just new houses, you can see that we have been over 6 months of inventory since February of 2022. And this is underreported. We probably have 50% more than what's actually reported. The reason why 6 months is important, a sustained 6 months of supply puts that market of new homes in a buyer's market to where buyers can get price cuts, buying incentives, low interest rates, closing costs paid, and things of that nature. So despite the all-time highs in the stock market, remember, hyper supply is existing right now. We have 8.3 months of inventory for new homes. And you guys, that's underreported. And because of all of that inventory, they can't make the same amount of money and they can't hold value on the homes. Let me show you. And if you guys follow my channel, you have seen this form many times. This is median home sales price for just new homes, and it's been plummeting since October of 2022. And I believe this is a result of the hyper supply. Homes have been going down in value. It got as much as almost 17% down from median, but right now it's probably around double-digit loss from peak. But the regardless is even though that this is underreported, it's still new homes cannot hold their value, which is another way for saying that there is price discovery going on with new homes right now. And we want that same price discovery to happen with existing homes. But the Federal Reserve has successfully so far overall frozen the housing market for existing homes. We see it, again, price discovery with new homes, but we have the inventory. That inventory, you guys, is hurting and crippling these new home builders. So it's going to be interesting to see if it hits any of the top three: Lennar, D.R. Horton, and Pulte. Now, if you guys have any intel, please email me some intel. If you know of any new home builders that are going out of business, if you have your own stories you want to tell, whatever it is, reach out to me. I'd also love to have you on the channel if you're interested in telling your story. The more information that we can provide to the community of Real Estate Mindset about what's really happening with new homes, the sales, the transactions, the prices, the greed, the corruption, the lies, the deceit, the better it is, because the more empowered our community can be, and the more empowered we are, the more that we can keep our guard up and make safe decisions that are the best for us and our family. And don't forget, you guys, I did make a home buying class for you. I walked away from over $100,000. I'm paying money to provide that to you. I hope you guys are taking advantage of it. It will teach you guys how to increase your purchasing power. Now, other than that, I really hope you guys got some additional perspective. Be careful out there. Watch what you're doing. And if you're out there investing in real estate, you guys already know I wish you luck, and I hope you win.